This is the Kinda Culty Podcast. I'm H.
And I'm Erin.
Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, hello.
Hi.
We are back. Part 2, the comeback. Well, not necessarily part 2, but
We can go with it.
yeah, we'll go with it. It's fine.
I think we're going to touch on some things that was relevant to the last episode.
Yeah, for sure. We're definitely going to touch on some stuff like that. And then we'll also touch on some new weird stuff and talk about it.
Sounds good.
Cool. So, well, first things first, I did want to say, and I'm sure you can tell, that it doesn't pop anymore. It doesn't sound like shit because...
You fixed it.
Halston
fixed it.
And
not
I'll
me.
be real, it was like on the Kinda Culty Insta post, like a little bit of amateur hour. It's fine. It's a learning process. We'll get there. We're just trying to increase that production quality so that you can actually handle listening to us versus being like, God damn, fix your audio, guys. So we fixed it. Yeehaw. So, and I'm sure we'll grow and find other things we can fix along the way.
But the big one, I think we got it figured
Oh my God,
out.
yeah. As long as it just sounds good in your ears and you can understand us and you're not being distracted by whatever those fucking noises were. And I mean, honestly, you know, it was the buffer rate was set correctly. So that's what broke my head. The hertz were set correctly. It's at 48K volts or whatever. I'm still learning. I'm an amateur. We're figuring this out, but I hope it sounds better. That's all that counts.
Just take the journey.
Yep. The other thing, which after realizing I really need to enunciate when I'm speaking on the microphone, because the way I was saying fire hydrant in the last episode was driving me batshit. So sorry, guys, for hearing that noise.
It's okay.
I was saying fire hydrant for no fucking reason.
You are not from Boston.
I know. Fuck. So it
It's
literally...
okay. I noticed that I say some weird things.
Yeah, my R
But it
turned
is
into
who I
a
am.
W. That's exactly what it did. Jesus Christ, right? So anyways, I know how to say it. It's a fire hydrant.
He did learn.
I learned over the weekend.
He's been practicing.
I've been fucking practicing. Holy shit.
I have not. I will continue to make mistakes, and it is who I am. It's fine.
Well, I'm going to practice. those
This is
mistakes
the
today.
most authentic version of myself. So
Fair. Not going to lie. You're correct.
I am human.
More human than human.
How dare
It's a good one.
you? Okay.
The other thing is I kept calling the proto-tax sites proto-taxis. And I don't know. It's like that's probably a proto-taxi is probably like from a sci-fi world where they're like these little like mushroom taxis that just will take you from here to there.
Here's the thing. I remember hearing that, and because remember I was Googling it. I'm like, I want to see what these things look like. And I heard you. I typed it out correctly. So
Okay. Well, hey, potato.
I don't
Fuck
know.
it. So anyways, I just wanted to correct some BS and give you guys some updates.
We are
So,
aware of our mistakes.
Yeah, I'm not a moron. I just want to really flex that point. Like, I promise you guys I'm not an idiot.
My mouth is stupid.
Yeah.
My brain is smart. My mouth is dumb.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes my mouth,
Has a mind of its own.
well, my brain moves too fast for my mouth.
Yeah, my mouth is very slow. It's like it's always stoned.
There you go. Yeah. That's why surfers
just
talk
can't-
that way, man. You can just get so much more out without having to try as hard, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. It fucking makes it's lazy and it feels good. You don't have to try as hard. Yeah. So let's get right into it.
What you got for me?
Yeah. So, I saw this and I thought this was fucking ridiculous. So the headline is Mattel apologizes for misprint on Wicked doll packaging that links to a porn website.
Oh, yeah, I heard this.
Holy moly.
Because the difference is it's like Wicked versus Wicked movie. I
Oh
think
my
is the
god.
variation.
Oh my god. So somebody just didn't hand over the correct URL. Was it a QR code?
Oh, I thought it was like the actual website just listed like for more information, go to.
Well, let's see what this says real quick. So it says Mattel has apologized after inadvertently directing customers of the new line of Wicked dolls to a pornographic website, stating it is taking action to remove the misprinted toys packaging. This is from UPI.com, by the way. We deeply regret this unfortunate error and are taking immediate action to remedy this. Well, no shit. That's exactly what you're supposed to say. Mattel's released a set of dolls. We know it's about the dolls. However, a website printed on the box of the new toys intended to direct customers to the movie's official landing page instead directed them to a pornographic website that shares the same name as the forthcoming movie. I mean, somebody didn't fucking do their research and
Or
check
did too
the
much.
online real estate and be like, is there anything else out there that people could accidentally stumble upon trying to find this fucking movie?
Especially considering it's like a kid thing.
It's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody definitely was being lazy and did not do their job. But that's
or
fine.
they were doing too much. They were sidetracked.
Oh, fair. They're like, did you see this? Oh shit, I forgot to update this part. Oh well. Let's see here. So in a statement, Mattel said it was made aware of the issue on the weekend. It was unclear how many toys were affected by the misprint, but the company said they were primarily sold in the United States. So everyone in the States, they got probably that first batch of them. Oh my god.
Yeah, like probably like pre-orders and stuff.
So get this. It says those in possession of the misprinted packages are being advised by Mattel to discard them. Now, one thing
Who
that
wants to send me
I've
one?
learned, yeah, right? Like, please, yeah.
No, because let's be real. That's one of those things where it's such a faux pas kind of thing and everyone's going to get rid of them. That packaging is going to be worth money one day.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So
And
whoever
that's
wants to
gonna be
send me
worth
one,
money.
you know,
Oh my
I
God.
won't complain.
Beanie
I'll give it a
Babies
good home.
Wish they could be on this level.
Like, what do you think, since we're on the Wicked topic, like, what's their name? Is it Ariana Grande?
Yeah, Ariana Grande and
I feel like I'm going to botch her name if I even try.
yeah, let's make sure. So,
I don't know the characters, but they do not look healthy. Those two actresses.
Cynthia Erivo?
Yes, thank you. They
yeah,
look
she
very.
plays the Green Witch.
Yeah, they are both looking very gaunt.
Well, fuck if I know. They're both small people. They're both.
Oh,
teeny
I
creatures.
understand
They could
that.
just be hungry. They might be dehydrated.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Like, when you think of what Judy Garland went through, like, where she was not allowed to eat.
Do you think this is a remake of that?
I'm wondering if the show's cursed.
Well, I mean,
Is
there is
Wizard
that.
of
I
Oz
want to know
cursed?
if Cynthia got burned. Did she get burned?
Oh, shit, I hope not.
I
That'd
know,
make
well,
me
of course,
sad.
they use CGI these days, but like, maybe did she grab a hot plate?
You know what's interesting?
Was there a significant burn on set? You know?
Before I got home, I was at my mom's house and I'm going through TikTok, right? And there is an interview happening with the two of them. And I don't remember what the question was, but it was like something about like talents or something. And Ariana Grande painted like a landscape of Munchkin Land. And something happened to it where it got set on a candle and there's a hole burned in the center of it.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
And wait, what was this for? What did she make this for?
I guess she gave it to Cynthia.
Oh, that's cool.
But I don't know if she like intended it to be that. But they were like, yeah, it got a little singed.
Well, now it's more art.
I'll have to like find the interview and I'll send it to you because I'm like,
No, that's really interesting. No, I'm looking at the cast, and I haven't looked at the cast yet, and it's got a huge fucking cast.
oh, really? I only know those two.
Well, if Jonathan Bailey is who I think he is, he was like in the Blythe Manor and all that stuff.
Oh, right.
Ethan Slater looks fucking terrifying. He looks like the bastard child of Zuck. Sorry, Ethan. I don't know you, bud, but you're in a big movie, so you're more important than me. It doesn't matter.
It's fine. You just got paid.
Jeff Goldblum, Michelle
Oh, no
Yeoh,
shit.
Peter Dinklage, Bowen Yang.
What?
Like, what the fuck?
Okay, that makes me.
So, regardless, it's probably going to be a pretty good movie no matter
I
what.
do want to see it. I did hear that you do not want to go see it for the first couple of weeks it opens.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because all I heard someone mention today, it's all the theater kids that know the songs. They're going to sit there and sing with the show.
Oh, is it going to turn into one of those? Like an actual, like, crowd participation?
I don't think it's intended to be that.
No, I get it. It's just the thing is with people and their musicals, I've witnessed it at the karaoke time.
It's like scary Trekkies.
Everybody just starts, the whole crowd starts singing.
It's Trekkies that sing.
Yeah. I think it's nerds.
It's nerds.
I'm just going to label, it's just nerds. Nerds are the ones. And if there's a lot of them together, they unite. I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have. You've been in there.
I used to roll with the cosplay crowd out here, and
I am not affiliated.
They love their karaoke, and any Disney song that came on, you better believe everybody was fucking singing it. And the cap off was always Queen. We're the champions, or
I mean, I get that.
Not that, but what the fuck's that called? Bohemian Rhapsody. That was always the cap.
Okay.
And
I'm like, those are different songs.
I know.
Okay.
But aren't they, though?
Yeah.
Doesn't it bleed into We Are the Champions? Isn't that song right after?
Don't ask me that on air.
Whatever. I'm pretty sure.
Anyways.
Okay. But yeah, okay. Well, fuck. Maybe I want to see Wicked now, actually. Do you think it would work with Dark Side of the Moon?
Ooh. Okay. I'm down for that. Sign me up.
It probably wouldn't work, but it's a fun thought.
I'm willing to give it a shot, but let's watch it first.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same. There's way more talking. I mean,
you think so?
You're supposed to mute the original anyways. There's a ton of fucking talking in that movie. What am I talking about?
Yeah, the whole
you just
thing's
mute
muted.
it. Yeah, so
and it's just there.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's worth a shot.
See?
Yeah, fair.
We'll watch it. Yeah. We'll watch it as it's intended, and then we will do Dark Side of Wicked.
Dark Side of Wicked. Ooh, that's a concept. Yeah. If you guys get a hold of one of those dolls and you follow Mattel's instructions to discard it, you can just discard it to us.
We will give it a good home.
Hit us up in the DMs. We'll give you a good place to send it to. Chaz.
We do not have little children here either, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's totally fine. No one is going to accidentally.
It'll go in with the uranium glass I plan on getting.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That shit scares the fuck out of me.
I'm going to get some.
Why? Why do you want?
Because it's cool.
It's going to give you cancer.
Only if you,
No, you're increasing the odds of cancer immediately just by fucking having and then touching it. Are you kidding me? Now, I understand that there's a natural level of radiation that we can take, but you shouldn't be eating off those dishes.
I'm not going to eat off.
No,
of
I know,
it.
but I know
dumb.
people have, and they drink out of the cups, and I'm like,
uranium girls.
You're gonna die. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe that was a thing. Who thought that was cool? I get it. It glows in the dark. I get it. I totally get it. They do look cool.
I want it.
You put that shit behind glass, behind lead, or at least lead-lined glass. That's not real, but it could be. Somebody invent that. How cool would that be? Invisible lead.
Invisible lead. That feels like a band name.
Invisible lead.
It sounds like, oh my god, Invisible Lead, and they're a Zeppelin cover band.
Shit. The next thing that I had on the list was kind of interesting, so to speak. So this is off AP. Apparently, and I'm sure you guys have heard this by now. But it's just fucking hilarious, and I absolutely fucking love it. But Alex Jones, InfoWars.
Oh shit!
It was bought at auction by The Onion, and the families of Sandy Hook
Have given their blessing.
they've given their blessing. They're like, fuck yeah, let's just defame the shit out of that. Now, here's where it gets interesting for me, is because back when I was like 21, 22, this kid Paco that I used to go to high school with, he introduced me to InfoWars and said, dude, because I was like punk rock kid throughout junior high and high school, and like, anarchy, fuck the government, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he comes to me, he's like, you were right. You were right. They're trying to control us. And I'm like, and this was a time where I hadn't seen him in a few years. And I'm like, well, yeah. Like, what do you mean? What are you on, dude? What's going on here? And he's like, InfoWars. And then he was also talking to me about the Illuminati and this and that. And he gave me a few DVDs.
Bohemian Grove.
And Alex Jones's whole thing on 9/11, which that was pretty wild.
That's a trip, yeah.
Considering it was like, what? It blew my mind. So Alex Jones, when I was in my early 20s, I knew he was a right-wing Republican Christian, like crazy person. Like he just screams crazy person. And the things that he says,
it's just in his eyes. It's fine.
But today he's fucking hilarious, and it would be amazing to see him do stand-up.
Oh God.
He is a fucking train wreck and a half. And it is pretty fucking awesome to watch, but I don't want to get near it. But yeah, I used to watch his show on Infowars.com all the fucking time. And he would say the wildest shit. And then I was like, what the fuck, dude? I'm going to fact check his ass. And I start Googling things and looking it up. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, he's not fucking lying. What is happening?
It was the gay frogs that got you, right?
Well, this is like way after the fact that like I already had stopped listening to him by the time he was
Sure.
talking about that shit. Yeah.
No, but I do think Alex Jones is someone that a lot of people our age ran into.
Yeah, I mean, I saw hippies with InfoWars stickers on their cars and
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Like, it was a thing. InfoWars was like, it was kind of a counterculture, fun conspiracy place to hang out.
Yeah.
And he fucking shit the bed. That's for damn sure. And I get the idea of what are they called? What did he fucking call them? The people that were hired. The actors, right? He said the whole thing was fake, and they were paid actors to act like victims and this and that and blah blah blah. He's pulling from previous shit that has been like that, right?
Yeah.
But bud, dude.
But some of it was just so.
One thing he
don't
used to
talk
sell
about
on his
kids.
website a lot. He was probably sponsored by it, but colloidal silver.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or colloidal
I remember
silver or whatever the fuck. Because that instantly makes me think of that one lady, Mom or whatever is it?
Mother God.
Mother God.
That is such a trip.
Talk about fucking culty. And she turned blue because she was taking all this silver.
Okay, that documentary, if you haven't watched it, you need to go watch it.
What is it on? Is it on Max?
Oh, I think it's on Max.
Oh my God, you got to watch it. It's fucking insane. And it's classic cult behavior where, they separate from their families, and they...
Oh, it's insane.
It's insane. And, they're living together in a
But
commune.
a lot of these people were very educated people. Like, she had people that were pre-law.
Oh my God, remember the one lady when they moved into the home, what was it, in Portland? And she immediately set it on fire.
Incense. With the incense.
Oh my
and
God.
the sage.
It's like,
yes.
we just moved in and the
you
house
know why?
is gone. Way
You know
to go.
why I remember that so
Oh
well?
my God.
Is do you remember the girl's name? Who did it? Her
Oh,
name
is
was Erin, and I'm just sitting there like, God damn it, Erin.
I do remember that because you said that. You're like, God damn it, Erin. And it's like, what?
I was so pissed off that the girl with my same name did such a dumb thing.
Oh my God. Well, they interviewed all these people, and her interactions with
that was the gold.
Oh my God.
It was
she
pure
was
gold.
not all there. And she was like, I think
she lost her babies.
But didn't she had degrees, like she was like a
she's
quote
one I don't
unquote
remember.
smart person, and then just acting like a total like derp.
Her I don't remember, but I remember the one girl was like, I want to say she was doing like their YouTube and stuff, and she was like going to law school, and she was trying to get back into it after they all disbanded.
Yeah, yeah. That's just crazy. Guys, you never go full fucking cult.
Never go full
You got to
cult.
keep it kind of culty because it's fun. Dip your toes in it, swim around.
But
But
once the
don't
moo-moos come
chill.
out,
You got to get out of
you
the
got
pool.
you got to get out.
You got to get out of the pool. Like, fuck, you know? If
Like-
you need to eat a sandwich to prevent yourself from getting in the pool in the first place with like, oh, no, I don't want to cramp, you know, whatever. That's one thing, right?
That's one thing.
Preventative care. I don't know. I
Don't
like to see. I like to
do
watch the...
The colloidal silver.
Yeah, don't-
Avoid that.
But yeah, okay, because Alex Jones was
Yeah.
fucking selling that shit on his website. He was like sponsored by people that were selling gold, buying gold, all that shit. Anyways, it was less crazy. It was pretty crazy, but it was less crazy before QAnon found him.
Yeah.
And that shit just
Set it on fire.
like, oh my God. I'm like, can we just go back to the normal fun, like reptilians rule the world conspiracies versus like the fucking crack shit that they were trying to say? like, you're like predicting the future now? What are you guys doing?
my
Like, oh, this
God.
is going to happen.
He
The
was-
signs, like, you guys sound like schizos.
He's male Miss Cleo.
Well, he wasn't claiming.
No, and that's not fair to do to her.
Yeah, because I don't know. That's a good documentary to watch.
That is
too.
a good one too.
Yeah, the Miss Cleo one. I don't-
Okay,
Go ahead. Yeah.
since we're on cults, twin flames, go.
Again, classic cult behavior. Except these guys were selling a package. It's like
That one was sad. I thought
no, it was
that one
fucked
wasn't
up
funny.
because it went from hooking people up with their twin flames.
Which BT Dubs, you don't actually want to meet your twin flame.
Apparently, I didn't know this until you educated me on this subject.
Yeah, your twin flame and your soulmate are two different individuals. Your twin flame shows up when you are on the wrong path, and they will push you back where you need to go. So it's going to hurt.
It's the law of occupied space. You guys cannot occupy the same space or else it's going to combust.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like you
it
can
creates
have
too much pressure.
it's a very toxic, very crazy love. And generally, it's one of you is obsessively in love with the other. And the other one's like, no, stop. Because as the individual that needs to be pushed back onto their path because you've crossed too far over.
Yeah, when you explain it to me like that, I mean, yeah, and you look it up and that's what it talks about. But I did not have that interpretation when I first learned the term twin flame. Granted, I was reading a website called Crystal Links, which still exists, by the way. I went through their entire archive, by the way, at one point in my life, which is how I found Thoth the Atlantean. But anyways, yeah, dude. I thought twin flame was soulmate.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it meant.
No.
And you're like, no.
No. Your soulmate is like, that's your person, that they're there for you. Your twin flame will fuck shit up.
It's
Because
just,
they're supposed to.
it's another aspect of you. And the way I'm thinking, which makes sense to me, is that it's the law of occupied space. You know, you're the same
Fair.
thing and you can't occupy that same space, even though it might be a spiritual space, right?
Yeah.
And it's like negatively explosive.
You know, when you think about it, and these people are looking for their twin flame, they're unhappy. They're going through stuff. In a way, their lives do get fucked up when they're supposedly with their twin flame. So it's kind of funny. They're like oddly manifesting this shit.
See, yeah, and that fits. So, you out there, you 4 or 5 people out there listening to this, when, think about a time in your life when maybe you thought you were head over heels in love and it was the most toxic relationship you had ever been in. You know
And
what
when
I
you
mean?
got out, it got better, I'm sure.
Well, and that's right?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's the whole joke of like when a couple breaks up, the girl like immediately has a job, they're in school, like their lives get better.
Yeah, all of a sudden one person just like
Has a glow up.
just fast tracks. Yeah, has a
Yeah.
glow up. Yeah, I like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or they're like, I bounced back hard. Like, look at me, rubber band.
I'm so much better off. Like sometimes that person ends up being a good person who they're supposed to be with. And the other person's like just bumping around.
No, and when you say bumping around, like that's an analogy or metaphor that I use all the time. Because
Boop, boop, boop.
I really fucking I see it in my head and it makes so much sense to me that there are so many people out there that are literally just bumping around in a room with no lights on.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, and there's like a good chunk of us that have like headlamps on, right? So we can kind of see what the fuck's going on, and we see all these morons
Like,
just like
oh,
bumping
avoid
into
that
each
shit.
other, and we're like, "What are you guys doing? Like, you can see like there's shit over here. Let's go over here to the cool shit." They're like, like, hold on, like you're just spinning in circles, but
Oh, yeah.
it's unfortunate.
The canoe versus the kayak.
Ooh, I like the way that sounds, but what does it mean?
Well, if you think about one person in each, someone in a kayak can go, like, they can steer, they can navigate everything on their own. The canoe, there's only one person in the canoe. You're just spinning around in a circle. They need someone to kind of guide them.
I like that. Yeah, it's true. Unless
Be
you're
the kayak.
Pocahontas.
Kayak.
Couldn't Pocahontas roll a kayak by herself? Or, of course, anyone could. That's what you're trying to say. Fuck. The canoe. The canoe. I
so good.
rode a canoe.
Oh, yeah.
It was a
In Boy Scouts.
in Boy Scouts.
In Boy Scouts.
I was in Boy Scouts for like 3 months when I was fucking like 10. And that was, well, here in Utah, Boy Scouts just means it's just another Mormon thing
It's
that you
a
participate in.
church.
And I'm not
grouping.
Mormon. I'm not religious. So it was just like, I wanted to be in a Boy Scouts group, troop, or whatever because
you wanted to be with friends.
well,
and
no, I
everyone was
wanted to
in it.
go camp and go on adventures and
fair.
learn how to tie knots and play with knives and make fires and shit.
I
Like,
want to play with knives.
like for real. Like I didn't care about earning badges. I was like, I don't care about earning badges. Just teach me how to do the things.
Just picture you. Good afternoon. Are you in need of any assistance?
Oh Jesus. But no,
Sorry. That was too easy.
I got to since I swam like 300 laps or whatever in
Yeah.
the pool. That proved that I could be in a canoe by myself and I wasn't going to drown if I flipped it or something. They're like, "Hold on, we got to make sure you can swim across the
But wait,
lake."
I have an issue with this. Shouldn't everyone be able to do that and survive the canoe flip?
You would think, but we were all kids.
Because otherwise, if one of you can't do it and the other kid tries to save the kid that can't swim,
Oh, we had life
you end
jackets
up
on.
drowning. The
So-
panic is real, though.
I
The
mean,
panic won't
I get that.
change.
I mean, in the pool, we didn't have life jackets, but it was just like they lined us all up and it was like just you went back and forth on the skinny side of the pool
So you couldn't.
until you couldn't. Yeah, basically.
I picture you still going and everyone's like dry and waiting. They're like,
there was only 4 of us.
you're good. You don't need to keep going.
Yeah, there was only 4 of us that made it. I should have got a badge for that, but I fucking didn't.
You should have been like, I demand a badge. I'm not getting out of the pool.
I
till
didn't
have
care. I was treating it like Mill Hollow, that fucking
Oh, yeah.
summer camp. I was like, where's the trading post? I want to make a bear claw necklace. No, that's a lie. But no, we shot like bolt action rifles there.
Okay, bold action is cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, and like we were kids, and I saw my first
'Cause I just went to
female
that-
Boy Scout, which blew my fucking mind. She was an Eagle Scout. She was like a counselor there or whatever. I'm like, girls can be in Boy Scouts too, and she was like, yeah. I was like, you broke my head.
She
You
just
broke my head.
I don't want to sell cookies.
Yes, exactly. And I thought about that immediately. I'm like, yeah, right. Selling cookies, like you don't do any of this shit. Yeah.
Let's be real. I didn't do any of that. It's probably a good thing because I would have eaten all them cookies. There would be no cookies to sell.
You know,
My mom would be so pissed.
when they had those fundraisers in elementary where they sent us all out to be salesmen and sell our fucking chocolate bars.
Yeah.
I ended up eating a lot of mine. And you can't do that because you had to pay for it.
Yeah. And those are not cheap boxes.
No, those are not cheap candies. No, I usually just pawned it off of my mom. She's like, I'll take the thing to work and see if anybody wants to buy any. I'm like,
Cool.
cool. Like, I'm not going door to door for the fucking school. Like, I don't give a shit.
No.
Like, I got a cool color changing mug once. And I
Jeez,
was
how many did
happy
you
with
sell?
that. I don't know, like 15? Like,
Boxes? Damn.
no, like candy bars.
Oh.
I know
You have to- you
there
have
were
to
kids
work-
selling boxes, and I remember one kid sold like 100 boxes or some shit, and he got the big prize. And honestly, it wasn't that cool.
Hey,
I
Don't
can't
you
remember
like
what
deep
it
down
was.
kind of hate that kid?
Yeah, we all did.
Because
We all
okay,
did.
one,
And
the
he got to
kid-
go on stage during the assembly. We were like, "Fuck you, kid!" Like,
Everyone's flipping him off.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so the kids hate that kid. Now think of the adults that have to deal with that kid's parent. Be like, I don't want to buy more shit from your kid.
Well, all I can think of is that
Grandma's buying all that
It was
shit.
one of two things, because I never knew the kid that always did the best. It was always like some weirdo that nobody knew about.
No one knew.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about junior high specifically at this point, but yeah, like
Do you think like Grandma bought a bunch of the boxes and
I
when
feel
she
like it
died,
was family. I feel like dad or mom went to their corporate big shot gig and was like, "We're gonna get my son to win. We're gonna fucking get them to win. Like buy them all up." Or the
Okay,
parents
what I
just bought
picture-
them all and handed
see-
it out to family. I don't know, you know?
all I'm picturing is Grandma and Grandpa bought like the majority of them, and they didn't want to eat it. They just felt bad for the kid, and then when they died, there's just this pile of chocolate boxes in the corner of the basement.
They just have a stash.
It's just stashed.
It's
It's all
like,
dusty. and
Shit's 20
stale.
years old. It's still in the wrapper. Grandma's over here like, "It's still in the wrapper. It's fine." It's like,
Ew.
has it been in the deep freezer? Yeah.
It's all like you pick.
It's like you take it out, you have to let it defrost, and as soon as you let it defrost, it's freezer burnt.
It's all
And
freezer.
It doesn't taste like shit anyways.
And the
like-
chocolate that gets like kind of white.
oh yeah, when the cocoa butter starts coming into the top, it's like you
Yeah.
know you've waited too long. To
You
eat
wait
that
way
chocolate.
too long.
It's not bad. You just waited too long. Let's be real. It started to do chemical reactions where it's
It's not
separated.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but it's definitely not okay.
Oh my god. All right, let's chug along. We've got a couple other things. Now this one's fucking cool. So this has to do with New Zealand, where the Maori lawmakers in New Zealand interrupted the vote with the haka.
I love it.
It had to have been
Fucking
like,
love it.
I think I saw it like Saturday night or something, or I can't remember, but within
Yeah,
the
it
last
was
couple
definitely-
days. I mean, today's the 19th, and this was posted on the 15th. So it's like all of a sudden she starts doing it. She stands up, and it's like, what's
She's
happening?
so
They're doing
intense.
it. They're doing it in the middle of. Oh my god! Like
I loved it.
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was so powerful.
Did you see at the soccer game? I think it was like that night or the following night. Like fans like rushed. I don't know if they rushed or why they were all on the field, but this entire soccer field was doing the haka.
I love that. That's
I
so
love
cool.
that shit.
When
Do
the-
more of that,
God,
please.
when those guys that know how to do it, that grew up doing it, get out there and like you can
And they
just
are all perfectly in sync.
boom, yeah.
And it's like
Oh,
you all just know.
it's fucking scary.
It's so
And
scary.
it's so cool. I love it.
It's like I
Fucking
want to
love
be
it.
on your side.
I'm like, I want to learn. I'm like, I'm just a white boy though. I probably shouldn't learn.
I shouldn't learn.
Yeah.
I want to.
I'm not a warrior like you guys.
I love it. I can watch that shit all day long. I think it's so cool.
No, I think it's super fucking cool. Absolutely. But yeah, I think I've seen some people giving her some shit. Specifically, I think he's what's his fucking bucket? The guy that's in charge of New Zealand.
Okay.
I saw a video of people shaming him,
Shame.
but he's a total tool bag, and he basically said,
Well,
if
he's
you're
got
going
to
to be in that setting, you need to bring debate to the table, not a sing and dance or something.
She's not debating anymore.
No, this is like war.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what that means.
That was a declaration of war, as far as I'm concerned.
And even if it's not necessarily like
I think
war or
it's-
whatever, it's
It's a hey, we are no longer cool with this because this
like,
goes against
we
our culture.
completely disagree with you. Exactly.
like-
yeah.
I don't have words anymore.
Ugh.
That's what that was. We no longer have words to debate or discuss this.
Right, you're not going to listen, so
So-
we're just going to haka.
Haka,
and we'll just
intimidation.
intimidate.
Yep.
Boom. No, 1,000%.
We need some of that here.
Fuck, dude.
So if she wants to come on over,
Yeah, and well, I don't know.
If she wants to come
God,
teach.
imagine a bunch of fucking Republicans doing the haka and just fucking ruining it.
Oh no no
because
no
they're
no!
ignorant pieces of shit.
Why would the Republicans?
Because
be
you
doing-
know that they
The
would
Democrats
latch
should be
onto
doing
it
it.
because they're like,
Oh, dear
it's gonna
God.
make us look fucking cool. Like,
Oh
all
no!
those,
See, I wanted the
all
Democrats to
the
be doing it.
bros that are like, and they just can't do it because they suck at it.
Well, they're all white people that can't dance.
Exactly right.
They can't dance and they
Uh,
can't jump.
Fucking love it. Anyways, it's not in this article that I'm looking at right here. But anyways, on TikTok, there's some people selling shirts that are like, "Fuck this guy." Is it David Seymour? It is David Seymour. Douche.
David
No,
Seymour.
it's not David Seymour. No, he's a Maori. Excuse me. I take that back.
Not a douche
Yeah, take
that we
it-
know
Take
of.
it back. Take it back. Shit, I feel so ignorant. But anyways, he's quite the piece of shit. Well, I mean, let's just read this first little paragraph. So, Jerry, is it Gary? Gary? It's Gary in the Minge. So Gary Brownlee, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, appeared to roll his eyes as the haka began.
Oh yeah, I saw that. He's the douche.
Well, he is one of them, but this other guy looks like Macron a little bit. I can't remember
God.
his fucking name. But anyways, do your research, guys. Don't just take my word for it. It's if you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's fucking powerful, and
Yeah.
it's really cool. Even though whatever, it's breaking decorum. I don't give a fuck. It was a protest. It was no.
I thought it was beautiful,
Yeah. I fucking love it.
intimidating, scary, but beautiful.
Oh, look, literally, here's the caption. Maori lawmakers interrupted New Zealand parliamentary vote with a haka to protest a law that would erode the land and cultural rights of Indigenous New Zealanders. Which,
Good for them.
we've had the same thing happen here in Utah. We've got a lot of Native Americans here. And,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why it's called Utah. It's named after the Utes. And we have the Ute Reservation. There's, we have Paiute. Do we have,
Shoshone.
yeah. We don't have Navajo in the state borders, right? It's like right outside of the Utah. You get into Navajo, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have a little here. I don't know if we actually have any here.
But anyways,
But we have
I think about
a
Bears
lot.
Ears, right?
yeah, Bears ears. Yeah,
I think about the fact that they made a stance. They showed up. It wasn't fucking white people. It was
No.
the fucking people that live on this land showed up and said, "Fuck you! You can't have Bears Ears."
yeah.
And do you know why the government, or I guess it was was it Trump? It was Trump.
It was Trump.
Do you know why? Do you know what's in Bears Ears?
Soil, right?
It's uranium.
Uranium. Okay.
What do you do with uranium?
Yeah.
You fucking make nuclear shit with
Yeah.
uranium.
No. Fuck that. Don't touch it.
Yeah, so Moab is full of that shit. And I think the irony of the fact that Moab is called Moab because they built a bomb called Moab,
Yeah.
and it's the mother of all bombs. It's an acronym,
Yeah.
right? And there's a bunch of uranium out there.
Well,
It's crazy.
tough shit. It's not yours.
But anyways, I think about those
Yeah.
natives when they're like, you can't have our land. You can't erode our land. You can't take this. This is
Yeah.
sacred to us. Because fuck, who knows on a spiritual level, what if that uranium is lifting the vibes out there where it's, lifting the veil a little bit, creating that in between.
Oh shoot.
Maybe astral projection is easier. Maybe that's why there's so many fucking flesh pedestrian
Thank you.
sightings, things of that nature.
We don't say that word here.
Oops.
Do you know about Bluff, Utah, or Bluff City?
I have seen this multiple times.
I
and
want to go.
I want to go.
I want to go.
And I'm also fucking nervous to go. But at the same time, I'm over here like,
Let's just
first of all, this has to be 100% bogus. We're going to go there, and there's going to be a normal town. It's going to
With
be
normal
fucking
people.
normal, rural Utah.
But
Rural,
there's
say
been-
that fucking word, rural Utah. But go ahead. Explain Bluff, because this is wacky.
Okay. So a lot of people are talking about how it feels very much like a simulation. Very oh shoot. The Truman Show. Like a lot of people are
Yeah.
comparing it to the Jim Carrey from the 90s Truman Show,
It's like, are these people actors?
where
Or are they
everywhere you
NPCs?
go, it's like they they cannot handle daily tasks, and they like mess up. Like one
It's
person I
like
heard say,
they're a bad programming, right?
yeah, more or
Something.
less,
It
or
seems
like they've just been dropped
yeah, like
into
maybe
these
they don't
settings.
know what's going on, like they just woke up from a dream.
Yeah, like a lot of people were talking about how they like go into a grocery store or a gas station or whatever, and the cashier at both places were like couldn't figure out the machine. They both were like, "Sorry, it's my first day."
Yeah, that's the thing that I saw where
They
it's like
all say, "Sorry, it's my first day."
boom, they had the same script.
Yeah,
Like,
they all say the same shit.
and one,
But at the
it might have
same
been the
time, at
same
my
one.
job, I've totally said it's my first day.
Of
And
course.
I've worked there, I'll be 5 years.
Yeah, I mean that's a great line to just throw out if you fuck something up and it's obvious. You're like, sorry, it's my first day.
My favorite is saying that to someone who I've talked to a million times, but they can never remember my name.
Well, there you go, right? Yeah.
So I'll
It's
say
like,
it's my first day.
fucking ninja. You don't know the difference.
I've only done it a few times. Like when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I could just say this because they don't know.
No, it's a great go-to. I fucking love that.
I just wish I remembered it more. Like, I can say this.
Yeah, you can.
I could just say it.
I mean, I've done phone sales for so long that I keep that one in my back pocket, like for sure. Like, ugh.
As
my
soon as
bad.
you
It's
say it,
my
people
first-
tend to like,
I've only been here a week. My bad. You know, it's allude to that you're new, and they just give you so much breathing room.
they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. You're like, that's right.
But you have a whole town doing this.
Which that's the appeal. I'd love to go experience
I wanna
this,
go
but at the
check
same
it
time, I'm
out.
like, are these fucking flesh pedestrians?
I
Like, is this like a weird little like? Are these like aliens that are fucking?
You know what I picture?
I don't know. You could go off, but it's really super bizarre.
Okay, what I picture is that weirdness of the Truman Show set in the town of Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
Where
right.
like
Where it's
everyone pulls in at the same time.
very Stepford
Yeah.
Wivesy. Not
I
quite.
have a
but
feeling I don't want to be there at night in the dark. I feel like it's you go in during the day and you
1,000%.
leave.
No, I feel like another story that I saw was talking about when they were leaving. There was somebody trying to hitchhike and they didn't.
Oh yeah, I did hear about the hitchhiker.
Right, and then
Yeah.
they saw them again
And they were like,
farther down, and there was no way that could happen. And it was,
Yeah.
I think it was leaving Bluff. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were like, that's not the place that we saw you last. And you wouldn't have been in that area anymore.
I mean, I think we take it for granted because we just hear so much about this shit. But Utah really does have some fucking wild shit like this going down.
Yeah, we
everywhere.
have some
There's
weird
stories
stuff.
everywhere.
Yeah. There's stuff here.
I mean, we have our own stories. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Oh my God.
We'll talk about that another day if you want to hear
Yeah.
about it.
Well, I'm gonna write that down. Talk about when we met a flesh pedestrian.
Oh God.
We'll save that one because we still have a couple more things we want to touch on. But we were camping out in the West Desert by a little place called White Rocks. Oh, we were at White Rocks, which is a rad place. It's like a little mini Moab. It was fucking wild, and I still don't know what to think about that night.
I try not to think too hard on it. Just because I don't want to call or invite it. And I've had more experiences since then over the last year. So I'm like,
Right.
let's not.
Between here and Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's a thing.
Yeah, let's not get stalked by
Yeah, anyways, I'd rather not.
thingies.
I mean, I watched the whole fucking documentary, the newest one. I think it's on Hulu. It might be on Netflix, of the Skinwalker Ranch
Yeah.
that's out here. And I mean, it's so cheeseball. I can't.
My problem is
stand how
it's all
cheeseball
about
it is.
aliens, and I'm like, it's not aliens.
Like, dude,
I want to fight them every time they
it's-
mentioned aliens.
right. But I don't know. Like the real big thing that they found was like, there's something out there. There's something like under the ground. There's some kind of weird vortex.
Oh, there's
or-
something going on there, regardless.
Yeah,
But I don't want to hear about aliens when I'm watching that. I want to hear about the flesh pedestrians that are stalking people,
right.
trying to get like into people's cars and stuff.
Yeah, or
Did
into
you
people's
see-
bodies.
Seriously. Did you see the woman on TikTok who has a mimic in her house?
Yeah, I think you sent that to me.
Did I send it to you?
I'm not sure, but maybe you were watching it. But like, yeah, where it's like mimicking back to her,
Yeah, and like pretending to be her husband,
who's right there.
who's sitting right there. And
Yeah,
he's like, should I call the cops? And then the mimic is like, it's not me. But it's like literally calling her by name and he can't hear it.
that's. I mean,
And then
I
like a
get
big
it's
like
so easy to like
box
fake
thing
that
like gets
shit.
thrown. Yeah, I mean, fair.
I mean, they could literally just play a recording in the other room off of an HD speaker,
Absolutely.
right? Like,
But don't ruin it for me. I love this shit.
I know.
I don't care
have
how
to be the
cheesy it is.
skeptic because if you can poke enough holes in it, sometimes you can't poke any holes in it. Being a skeptic, and then you go, maybe that shit's legit. You know?
I love that shit.
I
And
mean,
and she's got other videos. Like she has a video where she is
I think
like
I've
on
seen
camera
one of them. Besides that,
where she
one.
walks past her husband. And
No, she's home alone, and it's talking to her. Yeah.
Oh, so
It
the
might be
one
a
that I've
different
seen
one.
is she, or maybe it's herself, and she thinks it's her husband, like sitting at the computer, and she walks past him and then like meets him on the stairs. It's like,
Yep. Sorry, I'm nodding my head up and down.
you're good.
Sometimes I forget. I got to get used to the fact that you guys can't see us. Maybe
There's a
one
lot
day
of
you
faces.
will, but right now you can't.
There's a lot of us pulling faces at each other.
Yeah. Apparently, I pull some pretty good faces, but you guys are going to get deprived of that until we decide to film. Anyways.
Okay, what else you got?
So this one is going to lead into okay.
What?
Anyways, all you psychonauts out there, that's where it's going to lead to. So this is from livescience.com. It says, what is this? What does it say? It invites us to consider our notion, blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, sure.
No.
Whatever. It seems like a quote, but it's not a really good title. It invites us to reconsider our notion of shadow. Laser beams can actually cast their own shadow, scientists discover.
Interesting.
Now, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. To me, that seems kind of bizarre because a laser beam kind
Is
of
light.
it cuts through all of that shit. And
Yeah.
it's light. Yeah. Exactly, right?
Yeah, like I don't know about you, but when I think of a laser, I think of the cartoon bright red laser cutting through everything.
Exactly. So the fact that it casts a shadow. Okay, anyways, this is really interesting. So after discussing the quirks of 3D modeling software, where a laser beam is treated as a solid object that can cast a shadow, scientists decided to experiment in real life and found that laser beams can indeed cast a shadow under the right conditions. So, a quirk, it can't cast a shadow. So finding challenges. This finding challenges our current understanding of what a shadow is. See, that's where it gets cool.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So researchers wrote in a new paper published on November 14th in the journal Optica. So, and I quote, laser light casting a shadow was previously thought impossible since light usually passes through other light without interacting. Kind of like we were just saying, right?
Yeah.
It just cuts through it. So, a physicist at Brookhaven National Laboratory said in a statement, our demonstration, a very counterintuitive optical effect, invites us to reconsider our notion of shadow. So imagine shining two flashlight beams through each other. Neither one blocks the other. However, some 3D computer models of laser systems depict the laser beam as a cylinder. These models give the simulated laser beams a shadow, blah, 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 blah. So this is a quote, what started as a funny discussion over lunch led to a conversation on the physics of lasers and the nonlinear optical response of materials. That's this guy, Abraham Brahau said in a statement. From there, we decided to conduct an experiment to demonstrate the shadow of the laser beam. And there is an image here of them showing the shadow of a fucking laser beam. So that's cool. And really, the big reason why this, like, I guess, resonated with me, if you guys want to look it up, it's on livescience.com, their technology section, is because I recently saw this experiment where these guys are using lasers. They're shining them on a wall in like a cross pattern. So there's a horizontal and a vertical line. And some of these experiments, it's just a horizontal line. And then there's a subject, a person that's involved, and their whole job is just to look at the laser's light on the wall and describe what they see.
Oh.
Now, I guess one of the conditions of this experiment is that the subject has to be on DMT.
Okay.
Dimethyltryptamine. So, when these guys smoke or vape, whatever, when they get high on DMT and they look at this laser being shown on the wall, they're seeing code.
Oh, I do remember you watching this.
Right.
Yeah.
And this experiment has been repeated multiple times with multiple subjects, and it works every single time. It's the same. So that right there is kind of like, okay, now we're kind of getting a grip on the psychedelic nature of the universe, right?
Yeah.
It also backs up the idea of simulation theory. Because these guys are literally seeing code on whatever surface that they shine this laser on. If they're looking
all seeing
through
the
the
same
laser,
thing.
they're all saying the same thing. Yeah.
That's an interesting thing because, like...
Well, seeing the same shit, yeah.
Yeah. That's the crazy part.
My question is, what other surfaces or other material or objects or whatever could you shine that laser on? And would the pattern change? Would the coding change? Because it seemed like it was just like a...
Yeah. I
like
wonder
a
about
drywall. Like just a wall in the living room that they were doing this on, right?
Yeah, like put it on a table. Like something kind of organic like that.
I'd like to see a tree.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
How
like
about
a crosshair.
rock?
Oh, yeah.
How about some skin? Put it on some skin.
Skin.
Yeah.
Well, we know about that one.
We do know about that one.
If you don't know.
And yeah, and
if
you
you
don't
know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't, well, we'll probably have a whole psychedelic episode eventually and just talk about all of this shit. But if you guys ever find yourselves, being a little psychonaut and, astral projecting with psychedelic substances, take a moment and just look at your skin. And it's not the same as like looking in the mirror and getting stuck or whatever that noise is.
No. You have to look
just
down at your arm, down at your hand.
Or a friend.
Look at a friend, a loved one.
Look at their skin.
Because I promise everyone is different.
You're going to see the code. You're going to see archetypes, and they're unique to every person. So my question is the code different versus like animate objects and inanimate objects, right?
Or man-made versus nature.
Living, there you go, man-made versus nature.
Yes.
I think the coding is a bit different. I think it
agree.
gets shifted, yeah.
I feel like it would have to shift on like a man-made brick versus a chunk of granite.
Right, that you just
Yeah.
found in the mountain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus, a brick that was made and baked. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the coding's going to be just a little bit different.
Yeah. I'm sure it's
that's
still
my
there.
Opinion, but
That's my opinion. That is my opinion.
The underlying factor, I'm saying that because they found the underlying code. It's hiding in plain sight. All you have to do is lift the veil a little bit. It's wild. And it goes into spirituality, it goes into quantum physics.
Yeah.
It's really fucking cool. So anyways, laser beams. Frickin' laser beams, man.
Laser beams, bro.
Well, sharks with frickin' laser beams. But the fact that a laser beam casts a shadow, that just blew my mind. And I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about when I saw that, but it's pretty fucking cool. And it also alludes to another idea that we really don't know what the fuck's going on here.
True.
We really don't.
It just,
we're
it
just
confirms
figuring it out.
more that we don't know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right, so we'll get a couple more of these, and then we'll be on our merry way. So, let's see here.
Oh God, what?
This is good.
That's not good when you do
this
that
is
laugh.
good. Okay, so this is on UPI.com as well. There was something else. Let's see. The Mattel with the porno link was on UPI as well. So this got me. The what do you call it?
I don't know.
Whatever, dude. All right, so it says the headline. Jesus Christ. All right, so suspected tar balls on Sydney beaches are actually poop-filled fatbergs, like an iceberg, but it's a fatberg.
Yeah, I remember you saying this, and I didn't hear berg. I kept on hearing bird.
Yeah, no, these are poop-filled fatbergs.
Dear God Almighty!
Exactly right.
Like why?
Like the fuck? Like why? Yeah, I feel for you
You're
guys
my
down
lucky
there.
meteor.
Down there in Australia, you got to deal with poop-filled fatbergs. They're just floating around the water.
I'm sorry. All I pictured is Joe Dirt.
Oh,
with
Jesus
his
Christ,
lucky
right?
meteor.
Yeah, it's like he's all eating his fries off of it with the ketchup.
God.
The son of a bitch.
Oh God, you had to bring that up.
Like, oh my God,
But
when
yes.
the guy explains it to him, and it's like, see that right there? That's a piece of corn.
God, I am not okay.
It's so good. Oh,
But
fuck.
that is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so November 8th, mysterious black balls that wash up on Sydney, Australia beaches were initially suspected to be tar balls, but turned out to be miniature fatbergs containing human feces.
Where did they come from?
We might find out.
Ugh.
So the black balls were first spotted on Bondi Beach October 16th, and similar balls were found on other city beaches in the ensuing days. New South Wales environmental officials said they were initially suspected to be tar balls. Like we've said 3 fucking times, because these articles repeat themselves. Like, I need to put 1,000 words into this. Like, stop it. Ooh,
I was told
lazy writing.
to do this many words.
So let's see here. So researchers said the balls are miniature fatbergs, sewer blocking accumulations of fat, grease, and poop. They smell absolutely disgusting. They smell worse than anything you've ever smelled, says the University of New South Wales. John Beves.
Bevs.
I don't know. Beves, whatever. That's a fucking Beves. He said the contents of the balls pointed us to sewage and other sources of urban effluent as their source. So, Sydney, Australia, folks.
Are you okay?
You can't swim in the water apparently because you got fatbergs. You got poop-filled fatbergs. I feel for you, son. That's a damn shame. That sucks.
All I'm thinking is, it's a very fun word.
Huh.
Balls.
Yeah, little fucking balls of shit floating in the water and on the beaches, and you're like swimming around.
Oh, God.
And all of a sudden you go, oh, there's a little tar ball, a little fatberg in my mouth. Spit it out. Oh, nope, Giardia.
I was picturing something way bigger. I was picturing beach ball size. I don't know. I have beach balls stuck in my head too.
Just doesn't want to play. Whatever. Doesn't have to play. But, I mean, they're handheld. They're not that big. They're not huge.
Oh, my God.
I know, right? Somebody outside just trying to peel out and be a crazy person. This also is along those same lines, which is kind of fun. Well, the gross lines. It's kind of disgusting.
The gross lines.
Scientists took semen onto a vomit comet fly, and the
God.
results were concerning. So, first of all, do you know what a vomit comet flight is?
No.
Me neither.
I don't know.
The
I don't
picture's
wanna.
pretty wild. It looks like a roller coaster.
Ugh. I
Right?
want to see this later.
So right now, space travel is limited to trained astronauts and cosmonauts and the super wealthy. Rich people get to go to space now, apparently. So this means there's little opportunity for having a little zero-G intercourse unless you don't mind doing it in very close proximity to Jeff Bezos and Captain Kirk. You know, I feel like both of them would be staring awkwardly, and especially Kirk. Jesus
It's
Christ.
just making Beavis and Butthead sounds in the corner.
Yeah, except you'd hear a little fapping too. Oh my God. You know you would. You know you would.
I know. I didn't want to go there, though.
Let's see here. With the upcoming plans for extended space missions and growing interest in space tourism, the topic of possible likelihood of human conception under microgravity conditions has become even more relevant. However, very little is known about the effects of microgravity environment on human reproduction and specifically on male gametes. Gametes? It's the gametes. Gamete. Anyway, since technical and ethical issues of the possible windows of opportunity have made it extremely difficult to obtain experimental data that sheds any light on this topic. Basically, what he's saying is nobody's fucked in space yet. It's complicated. Timing's an issue. We don't know if it's both going to be a male and a female getting on the ship. It's like this has to be a highly coordinated event currently because we're just, we're not there yet. They're not like taxis yet.
It's not the same
I'm looking
at
for
all.
more quotes. I want to see what they actually said.
Oh, other quotes?
That's what I'm reading. I'm not reading like the fluff in between. So, exposure to short duration gravity load changes, including microgravity, as sustained in a parabolic flight, statistically significantly increases the sperm motility and vitality of human fresh sperm samples. It works better? Interesting.
Sorry,
so sperm likes to party. Sperm likes to party.
All I heard was, we like to party.
Right? Straight up. So in the future, should humans remain in space for long periods of time with exposure to different microgravity and hypergravity peaks, which could range from months to a number of years, reproduction may pose a problem to be tackled.
You know what this
is
sounding
maybe I
like?
misunderstood it then. I guess I'm not reading this correctly. So, fuck, whatever.
All
Anyways,
I was thinking...
They're fucking in space, guys. They're practicing. They're trying to make sure
This is sounding like if you do it in water, she can't get pregnant.
We all know that's not true.
We all know that's not true.
We all
but
know
this is what
none
it's
of that shit's true.
But it's almost going the opposite way. Ooh, do you know about the sperm gummies?
What?
Did you hear?
I've heard about like the sperm jewelry.
Yeah, and you can make it look like a little gummy bear. You can send in a sample of your partner's sperm to this artist on, I assume, Etsy. I have her page on Instagram. And she will turn your partner's sperm into a piece of jewelry.
Does it stink?
I don't want to know.
It probably smells like butt.
It's probably kind of like... I'm assuming it's probably mixed with like some form of acrylic.
It smells like that.
So it probably smells
fucking
like plastic.
13-year-old fucking their sock that they've been hiding under their fucking bed
oh,
for
dear
months.
God almighty.
That fucking sock.
Ugh.
That disgusting piece of shit. It smells like that, doesn't it? And you put that on jewelry?
Oh, I
you
saw
wear
it
around
as
your
like...
neck?
No, they were putting it like in hair clips.
Oh!
I'm like, And no.
You know it stinks.
No. All of a sudden, it made the blood jewelry way less gross to me.
Okay. I mean, fair, but still weird.
It's still weird, but for some reason, that bothers me way less. It's way less work to get a blood sample than it is a sperm sample.
Are you sure about that? Okay, never mind. You're a woman. You get it. As a man, I'd have to go get someone's blood versus just jerking off for a second.
I'm talking about... Well,
it's pretty easy to just get that shit. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I'm just saying, you can just needle, pop, it's out.
No.
Versus...
No. Needles, no.
Shake.
Yeah, a little shake. And you get a little ha 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 ha.
Oh my God.
That one's way easier. 1,000%, 10,000%,
Oh,
a cajillion%.
but like I'm sorry, blood is still way less gross than sperm.
Oh, let's hear the debate. Which is more gross, blood or sperm?
Blood or sperm?
I love it. What if you
Okay,
mix them?
okay,
Is that
specifically-
worse? Does that make it extra bad?
Specifically when it comes to sending it to someone to have jewelry. To have jewelry made.
Both are just a biohazard, I would think.
Oh, for sure.
Like
and the girl
oh
also
my
does
God.
butts. Like she does buttholes.
Oh my God. What?
I have-
Buttholes? What do you mean by she does butts?
Like she does buttholes, and I think it was jewelry too.
Are they like Fimo clay, or are they like? What do you mean?
Yeah, they're forming clay or some form of.
They're just jamming clay up their cat's ass.
No, it was being like
Come here,
sculpted.
mold.
I watched the sculpt, like they're teeny tiny, but it's like here's my
Okay.
butthole and here's my cat buttholes
Jesus
together.
Christ.
I'm sending you this later.
Wow. Nice.
So what's the winner of the debate? Blood jewelry or sperm jewelry?
Okay. So I'm gonna bring this to skateboarding real quick.
Oh God.
So my very first skateboard was the World Industries Battle Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's notorious if you
Oh.
ever had the CCS mags or
I do
anything
know where
like
this is
that.
going.
But it was Wet Willie and Flame Boy, and they've got like tanks on their backs, and like Wet Willie's shooting water and Flame Boy's shooting fire, and they meet in the middle and create like a little yin yang, right?
Yeah.
But the wheels that I got for that setup, I was 12 years old. So, anyways, they were a kind of clear urethane, but they were World Industries. They were the Wet Willies ejaculators, and they were clear, and it looked like there was cum inside of the wheels. It was I thought it was fucking amazing. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was hilarious.
Do
And-
boys just think cum is funny?
Yeah. Yes. If you're a teenage boy, cum is funny. It was for people I hung out with. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But so anyways, now with the blood, right? So apparently a couple years ago, Tony Hawk teamed up with, I can't remember who he teamed up with. Was it Mischief? It might have been Mischief. The fuckers that make the big, like the cartoon boots that everybody was buying there for.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let me just look it up. So, Tony Hawk blood. Let's see who made this. So, anyway, Tony Hawk had a skateboard that has his blood in it or on it. And he sold not a whole lot of them. He sold just a few of these fucking boards. 100. They limited the boards to 100. $500 a pop. Oh, it was Liquid Death.
Oh, okay.
So he teamed up with Liquid Death, and it was painted in a hue created by taking a vial of Tony Hawk's actual blood and mixing it with red paint.
Ew.
Yeah. So, Tony Hawk blood skateboard, come wheels. The battle begins.
The battle begins.
I wonder if
Okay.
you could still get those World Industries ones.
Okay. And, so you have Tony Hawk skateboard paint, spermy wheels.
It's ridiculous, dude.
Okay,
It'd
now
be the
now
weirdest fucking skateboard setup. People are like, what is this? It's black magic.
it's black magic. Now, with that being said, now which is weirder, having a celebrity's blood or your loved one's blood in something you own?
Ooh, see, here's the deal. If you have a celebrity's blood,
That's
I
weird.
feel like all of it's weird, but I feel like you have their essence, right? So at that point, I mean, fuck, you have their DNA. If you
can
know how to use CRISPR, fucking CRISPR, you can make a Tony Hawk.
You can make
You just make it fucking Tony Hawk, dude.
Oh, I thought
That just trumps everything. That okay? We're gonna stop using that word. That rules everything. Oh God, see the intonation's still there. Never mind. Anyways, yeah, that would win.
Okay.
I'm gonna clone Tony Hawk from one of his blood boards.
I also
Do
like
you think
that you
he
went.
thought about that when he did this? He's like, "Do you think someone's gonna clone me?"
Well, probably not because he's like, it's in the paint. It's fine.
The DNA's still there.
I know.
The blood's no good, but that
Blood no-
DNA's still there.
Okay, see, here's where I think this is where we are wildly different. You go to cloning, I could put his DNA at a crime scene.
Why would you frame Tony Hawk?
Well,
What are you, Dwayne Peters?
No, he
What
just
you got
made it
against Tony Hawk?
What the fuck? How dare you compare me to Dwayne?
Because he would do that.
Well, no. I don't like this conversation anymore.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, my bad. But why would you frame him? Why would you frame Tony Hawk?
No, it's not that I'm framing him, but you need at least, was it 4 different sets of DNA to scramble everything where they can't unscramble it.
Well,
Yeah.
if Liquid Death was smart, they would have mixed his blood with
How do we know they
a couple
didn't?
of their corporate dudes too.
And it doesn't all have to be human.
Oh, that's true, right? I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember hearing this. It doesn't all have to be human.
Mm-mm.
And it can just ruin all of the DNA.
Yup.
Can't Clorox do that too, or bleach? Yeah, same.
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia?
Ammonia. Sorry. Ammonia.
Ammonia.
Ruins it.
Ammonia. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll ask. We'll put up a poll asking about which wins,
Which
blood or
wins?
cum. What was the question? Which one would, but how?
Which is grosser?
Which is more gross, yeah.
Which would you want less?
Which would you want less? I like that. Which would you want less?
Which would you want less of?
The blood board.
I bet you don't want less blood.
Yeah, no, it just
Let's
doesn't even
keep the
matter
blood
that it's
inside.
a board. It's just it's blood and cum.
It's blood and cum, which is
No, I know. Again, and my brain's going back there. Mix them together, and nobody wants to fuck with it,
ugh.
right?
Yeah.
Especially if it came out that way. Especially.
I want to tell you things
Jesus
that you would
Christ.
hate me for.
Thank you for not telling me those things.
You're welcome.
It's appreciated.
I'm not. I may still tell you, just not on air.
Well, whatever. That's fine.
That's fine.
Well,
Got anything else?
I do have a couple more things, but
Do we want to save it for next
fuck
time?
it. Well, yeah. I mean, we kind of ended on a pretty good note there. with just
Okay,
blood and cum.
let's
Yeah.
end on blood and cum.
Blood and cum,
And-
bro.
We will be
Life force.
back,
Fuck, dude. It's all life force. They're both plasma.
but which one is grosser?
Well, if you think about them as plasma, neither is gross.
Gross.
They're all just life. Life bringers, life givers.
I'm gonna
It's
stop you
fucking magical, bro.
there. Okay.
Brah.
Until next time, which is grosser, blood or cum? Let us know.
Leave it in the
And
comments.
we will be back
We'll be
later
back.
this week.
Yeah, we'll get another episode out later this week.
Yeah, we'll see you for the weekend.
All right. Love you guys. Love you guts.
Be good. Make good choices.
Make all the good choices.
Bye.
Bye-bye.